Welcome to Lesson 2. Today we are going to look at the different teaching styles. We tend to rely too much on one specific style of teaching based on personal values and experiences. Although this style may not always give the expected results, we find it difficult to try out other styles because of fear of the unknown. What can those other styles of teaching physical education be? Let's be brave and open ourselves up for these new ways of teaching. Firstly, we are going to look at Muska Masten. He formulated a framework for teaching physical education, which he called the Spectrum of Teaching Styles, STS, Masten and Ashworth, 2008. A very important aspect of this framework is decision making, which is grouped into 3 categories. As you can see, the first category is called pre-impact, where the planning or decisions are made by the teacher even before the learners enter the class. The next category is called impact, where decisions are made to implement pre-impact decisions and adjustments can be made during the lesson. The third category is called post-impact. Here, decisions about assessment and feedback of the learner's performance are made. Assessment of the lesson as a whole can also be made. The spectrum consists of 11 teaching styles based on the decision-making powers of the teacher or that of the learners during the lesson. In this unit, we will only investigate the teacher-centered teaching styles, also known as the reproductive style. The other teaching styles will be discussed in Unit 2. Teaching styles, the first one is the command style. The teacher is the only decision maker. He or she decides what to do, how to do it, and the outcomes. Firstly, the teacher will give a demonstration of the expected performance as well as emphasize and explain specific important points of the movement. He or she will then guide the class through the various steps of performing the movement. The learners repeat the performance many times as they put the movements together in the proper sequence and timing. The teacher also makes additional helpful comments to the learners when necessary. The second one is the practice style. This style is almost the same as the command teaching style. The teacher is the primary decision maker. In this teaching style, the task also starts with a demonstration. It is then followed with a description of what is to be achieved. The demonstration does not necessarily have to come from the teacher. It may come from a learner or even from audio-visual aids. The learners then practice the skill either on their own or with a group. The teacher observes their performance and offers feedback. The difference between the command and the practice style is that the practice style allows some decision making by the learners. The practice teaching style allows the learners to decide where they will practice and if they will be working with or without a partner. At the end of the session, the teacher may review what they did, emphasizing the essential points that they should have learned. The next one is the reciprocal or the mutual style. This style allows more decision making by the learners. Apart from the teacher, there are performers and observers. The role of the teacher is to draw up a reciprocal task sheet, which explains the roles of all the participants. These roles include the task, what the observer should be looking for during the performance, the amount of time, and the number of trials in each practice session. Pictures and descriptions can further enhance the clarity of the task sheet. The teacher starts the session by demonstrating and describing the skill. The task sheet is explained, after which the learner performs while a partner observes, making recordings and provides positive feedback. Roles are switched. The teacher walks around observing the learners and clarifying the tasks for both the performer and observer. The next one is the self-check. In this style, The role of the teacher is to compile the task and its criteria. The role of the learner is to execute the task and check his or her performance against the task sheet. The teacher observes the learner's performance and provides feedback about his or her actions based on the criteria sheet. The next one is inclusion. In this style, the role of the teacher is to make all the decisions regarding the subject matter, the possible levels in the task, and the logistics decisions. The role of the learners is to analyze the available levels in the task, select a starting point, practice the task if necessary, make an adjustment in the task level, and check performance against the criteria. This style is also called the slant rope style. Learners with different abilities can jump over a slant rope at whatever height is challenging for them. No one is excluded from participation.